And good afternoon and welcome once again to my toy channel. How you doing, guys? You all right? Okay, as I said yesterday in the Sandown video, just have a look at these couple of pre-pros in a bit more detail. As I said, I bought three pre-pros off one guy at Sandown Park. The Racing Green Badger I did sell on the day, as I explained yesterday, and that will be coming to the market anytime soon by Danny. So I'm sure if you're interested in that, or if you don't know who Danny is, just drop us a line. I'll put you in touch, because it's a very unusual piece. I've not seen one before in that particular colour. Anyway, as far as these two are concerned, we'll start with the team Matchbox here, and on the surface really it just looks like a standard sort of yellow team Matchbox, which initially I thought it was, but because it came with the other two pre-pros, and I think that a lot of the time that's vital, guys. You know, if there's a nice batch of pre-pros, you know, they almost give like an authenticity to sort of one another, really. And with this one, there's never been a label applied to this. I do assure you of that. There's no residue whatsoever, and you will see, you know, this is definitely just got that sort of crude sort of casting marks to it, particularly to the tail fin there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very typical of pre-pros, because, as I say, all first shots, that sort of thing, or trial runs, because they weren't professionally sprayed and fettled properly. This was done like, you know, an R&D a lot of the time, so you'll find the paint finish isn't quite so good. And certainly the casting itself, and what they do, you know, as it goes into full production, they do these things more professionally. So certainly this is a pre-production. It does have the early back part here, whether that's the head, well, not headrest, or head guard. On the later production ones, this part here is quite a bit thicker. I can't see any sort of obvious sort of casting differences, not like that batch I had a few years ago, where you didn't have the filler caps and you didn't have the ridges on the spoiler here, and it had the gap on the bonnet there as well. And also, if you look, if we turn this over, and there we are, it's got that unfinished base to it, which again is very, very typical of a pre-pro. You know, the production models, you know, they're zinc plated, that they have that sort of shine to it. Some are more shiny than others. In fact, you know, I've seen some sort of plating where it's almost like a chrome. So again, it's just a good piece of you know, more proof that you know, with that sort of unfinished base there. So that's the team Matchbox there, and that will no doubt be in my upcoming eBay sale. Then I'm going to come to the borer. Now, personally, I think this is a real cracker, this one. Never had one of these. I've had pre-production borers before, but I've never actually had it in this finish. And it is known about the white variation, but what makes this one really is just really, really, you know, good quality. The team Matchbox there has got a little bit of you know, some few chips on the edges, but this one's hardly a mark on it. And if we turn it upside down, it's got stunning red base there. Again, hardly a mark on it. Can't see any casting differences as such. But so, you know, very much a, you know, pre-production colour trial. A lot of people ask me what's the difference between a pre-production and a colour trial. Well, pre-production is purely that, you know, it's before a volume of models were made, and you know, they can have sort of quite crude castings like this one has, or certainly casting differences, incomplete date stamps, incomplete date years, that sort of thing. So this, as far as I can see, is a standard casting. So we like to call this one a colour trial, and you'll see on the back here, you sort of got that sort of underspray from the base, which you wouldn't get on a sort of, you know, a full production model. Again, just that's something a little bit more cruder. And again, when you turn it upside down and you see on these sort of front edges here, you know, it's sort of undersprayed all round here. and along the sills here, and probably the underside of the doors as well. Yes, they are, and at the back there, which again you wouldn't see on production models, because you know the whole processes are much better. So there you go. As promised, the video on these two pre-pros. Keep watching, guys. You take care. See you soon. Ta-da.